What's up, everybody? It is Abby here, and welcome to the very first episode of Tea Time with Abby. Something new that we want to do for you guys, just giving little theory videos about Bray, talking about wrestling, short little videos for you guys to look at your leisure. So today, our first episode is going to be Tea Time with Abby and Chris. So on Abby's window, we talked about this mask that Eric Rowan posted. And my husband Chris dropped in with a mic drop moment right at the end of the show and said, what?
So I noticed that the picture he posted, it wasn't exactly the sheep mask from the Wyatt family. It was as things added to it. It's a combination of that mask plus the Bludgeon Brothers mask that he wore in the tag team with Luke Harper.
So this brings up an interesting point. Obviously, we have not seen Uncle Harper yet, but they did apply for a copyright of it. And sometimes they do that and never come out with that character. But in terms of Bray, I would assume usually that is going to be the plan, that we will see Uncle Harper at some point. So Bray has said a lot of things about Uncle Howdy. Obviously, we have got these new images for the new patch for WK2K23 for this Revel with Wyatt pack, and we've seen a picture of Uncle Howdy, and we have seen Bray in the black mask that we saw during a promo with Bobby Lashley. And when we saw Bray in that black mask, he said, "If I told you a story, could you keep a secret?" Which is interesting. He talks a lot about secrets in that episode. It was a very, very interesting episode of Firefly Funhouse. So if you haven't seen that one, that's definitely one for you to go and peruse. So he also talked on Ryan Satin's interview, which if you haven't seen that, you need to go watch that as well because it's amazing. Ryan Satin is very, very good at interviewing WWE talent. He's got a gift. And Bray said a couple of things during that interview that, you know, bringing back the Wyatt family, it wouldn't be right without Harper. Obviously, that was his brother. He lost him. Very, very difficult time for him, I'm sure. And he also said that Howdy is deeper than we think it is, and that Uncle Howdy is based on real moments in his life. And to quote, he said, it's so much more than you think it is. There's complexities that we haven't gotten to see yet, and that this is going to grow organically, and that Howdy is from his childhood. And when we see who Howdy really is, you know, it'll open a lot of eyes, I guess, would be the right way to say that. So Uncle Howdy is clearly somebody from Bray's past. We've talked a lot about that he looks like a certain family member, which would be
Barry Windham.
Barry Windham, which is his
uncle.
Right. You know, what if we get Uncle Howdy kind of embodying the Windham family? So obviously, you know, Windham as a person has, you know, he's got his own family royalty when it comes to wrestling. So, you know, Uncle Howdy could be this embodiment of that Windham family. And when Windham first came back, when we got that beautiful return and that emotional promo from him, which was absolutely beautiful, he said that he wanted to introduce us to a version of him that he hasn't been able to share. And we haven't really seen Windham as a person, and this character of Windham, which is obviously, you know, most like him. And he's also said before that Windham is the key. So what if Uncle Howdy embodies this Windham family, and then we get Eric Rowan come back with this new mask that seems to embody the Wyatt family? Obviously, it's not actually coming back with the Wyatt family. That, you know, Bray said it wouldn't be right without Harper. But if we get Uncle Harper come back that embodies the Wyatt family, put that up with Uncle Howdy that embodies the Windham family, that common denominator in the middle, that key, is Windham.
I think it makes a lot of sense to tie all of that together too, and it'd be a way for him to have, quote unquote, a new Wyatt family, but not really the same as before, just a different version of it. And it would make a lot of sense to to tease if Rowan is going to be that character, to tease that the way they did, tying into the Bludgeon Brothers with Luke Harper and stuff. And then if he plays a character named Uncle Harper, I think that would be a really cool tribute to Brody and a way to kind of keep that spirit alive, but not have it be exactly the same as it was before, with the original Wyatt family.
Yeah, I think that would be really neat. And obviously, we've talked about everybody's pretty much resigned themselves that Uncle Howdy is likely played by Bray's real brother, Bo Dallas. So you've got all these little pieces involved. And if Bray is saying all these characters are so much more complex and deeper than we think they are, that would be a really good way to tie both of those families together. You've got, Wyndham family royalty with technically Wyatt family royalty. I mean, that is an iconic, an iconic team. So that will, be in WWE forever, will always be remembered. So I think it's really interesting, these little complexities that we're getting. And, we have talked on Abby's a lot before about, don't be surprised if his return to TV kind of coincides with this 2K23 patch update that we're going to get on July the 19th. So Raw is obviously 2 days before that, on the 17th, and the SmackDown before that's on the 14th. So, could we get a Bray return on SmackDown before that patch update, on Raw before that patch update? Because there's obviously things, and I've seen this on another video on YouTube, there's already hidden things in there for Uncle Howdy. It was a finisher and an entrance that's already in 2K23 and kind of like a hidden part.
Yeah, they had a recent patch update to it and added in some things kind of behind the scenes, but there's a lot of people that are able to look through the code of these video games when they do that and discover things that are hidden in there that maybe haven't been revealed yet or found yet. Like, they were actually able, it was a couple weeks ago, they found out that Uncle Howdy was in the game as a playable character before he was even announced, and they discovered that he had this new entrance and new victory animation that we've never seen before. So I think that, especially given with Bray's comments in the Ryan Satin interview, I think that we're about to see a lot more of Howdy than we have previously. I think he's going to be a really focal point of the story, given that Bray said that we haven't seen much of it yet, and it's very complex. And then the fact that they put him into the new game as a playable character, and he has his own moves and things like that. Like, I think we're about to see a big comeback for Uncle Howdy, and that would make sense why Uncle Harper we may be seeing too, to tie into that, the two of them together.
Yeah, and obviously, the reason I think it might coincide with his return, and I've said this before too, it's just smart marketing. You're hyping up. They've come out with these images. Now all the eyes are going to be on Money in the Bank to see, are we going to get a Bray tease? Are we not going to get a Bray tease? I personally think we may get something teasing the game, not necessarily Bray in person or anything like that, but I definitely think we could get a tease for the game. Smart business. All the eyes are on Money in the Bank now to see if we get something. And then, all the eyes are going to be on SmackDown and Raw before this update comes out to see if we get something from Bray. So I think it's just smart marketing, smart business to kind of tie all this in together. We know that Bray is kind of a perfectionist when it comes to timing, so everything has to be right for him, and he's kind of a perfectionist about that. But really looking forward to what is coming up and coming forward. Perfect timing for that little snippet of that song. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video, share it. Make sure that you check out the Insiders Pro Wrestling YouTube channel. We do have Abby's Window every week. Technically, it's mostly on a Monday, but due to my work schedule. Sometimes it's on different days, but make sure you come and check us out on Abby's Window on the Insiders Pro Wrestling YouTube channel, and we will see you another day for another episode of Tea Time with Abby. Thanks, guys.